Hey guys, I am Nimit Brambhat and you are listening to my Not So Profound Thoughts. So today I am going to talk about going beyond GDP. That is, GDP tells us something, but we need to have measures beyond GDP which gives us the actual data. Because GDP is an equation that measures everything but doesn't measure incoming inequality, the natural destruction that we have done, the economic impact, the social environment, or the social relations that we have. The GDP doesn't measure that. What the main problem I find in GDP is that it has just two things. That is, one is the volumes, and the second is the price. So, if we talk about GDP, I was looking at the news that the GDP is increasing, the GDP is growing, the Nifty is growing, even though if we look at the reality, people are losing jobs, there are vacancies, and the actual skill that is required to do a job is not available because many people died also in Corona, as well as many people shifted to different places. So the region where there was requirement of specific skilled labor, that has become vacant, and it is going to remain vacant for a long period of time because of the unavailability, or we can say the shortage of labor. So if I talk about the two things which I said, that the one is volumes and the second is price. So GDP increases when volumes increase even if the prices remain the same. So if suppose the GDP was 1 lakh for any XYZ country, and it was because of certain amount of volume and certain amount of price, then if the volume increases, the GDP is also going to increase. And if the next year suppose the price increases and the volume remains same, or even if they go down, the GDP might increase or might decrease based on how the volumes might go up and down. So these are the main two things, or which I can say the root cause problems, which makes GDP inefficient in proper economic calculation, that are we moving forward or not. So it is not that I am saying this for the first time, that we need measures beyond GDP, but today I am saying it because of the actual scenario that is happening in here, and to raise awareness that we need measures like good jobs. Measures like good jobs, as in whether people or the employers hiring employees are having or are paying them a very good level of scale, or they are not or the employees are not satisfied. Are they paying them where the standard of living of the individual is maintained or is being reduced by inflation and other measures, or the additional expenditure that we are going to incur because of the damage that we have done to natural environment, as well as in the name of development. So I'll explain you what the damage we have done in the name of the development. But let's say the employer is paying someone 20,000, and now the corona has made lots of vacancies. So there are chances that new freshers or any type of people are going to apply for the job. So the demand is always there, the supply is less, and because the demand is more and supply is less, there are chances that employer might find the same level of expertise or even a bit low, and might require training, and will have to pay lower scale in order to fulfill the role. So that might also happen. The next measure, what I think, is about the mental health, that we don't have particular statistics or an index which measures whether people are suffering, how much they are suffering from the mental health because of the social media, the poor economic conditions that we have, the income inequality, the poor nutrition that is happening because of lack of resources of let's say income inequality itself, because you don't earn and you incur additional health expenditure. We are damaging the climate. The air quality index is showing that we are living in the worst possible place. In many of like Delhi, you cannot see further more than few hundred meters. So that is the level of air quality index which the air we inhale. So our lifespan is shortened by that. We damage climate in the name of development. We have increased what I can say that because of climate change we have increased weather extremities which incurs floods, so our expenses go there. We need air purifiers so that we can have clean air. We need a greater health insurance because our health expenditure is increased. We are misusing social media and posting only good pictures and not showing the true reality where people are earning because of that, and people are suffering social disorders. People who are not getting good jobs are not able to fulfill their daily requirements, and many people have to work and they get exhausted while doing excessive work to earn a bit more, which leads to depression, anxiety, ADHD, and whatnot. So we have increased our health expenditure to such a level that we need a separate index or separate data other than the GDP, or we need to take it into the consideration that even though our GDP is increasing, but what percentage of healthcare expenditure, particularly in the state of mental health or for the state of lifespan that we have increased or decreased, is increasing. So most people who are in nuclear families or in urban areas face such type of disorders. And the one thing I have seen in India is people are not accepting that there is something called depression, there is something called anxiety. In urban areas, few, I would say max to max 1% of people in India are understanding that there is such type of disorder, and families are supporting and they are going to psychologists or psychiatrists and discussing, and they are being treated. But the rest of India, there is no such thing. So I looked at the main two measures of this. What I find is that our per capita income is not going as much as it should be. So I have the statistics for that. Per capita income in 2010 was 65,000.6, and while in 2020 it was 97,165 rupees only. This is, I am talking in terms of rupees per annum, and if we take it into consideration in US dollars, it would be $1,900 in 2020 and 1.33k or $1,300 in 2010. So we have not grown that much as much the inflation has grown. Even if we take 6% or 5% inflation, we have not grown that much. Bangladesh has grown more than us in per capita income. So the income inequality, which the GDP doesn't measure, we need to have a good index for that. Another thing is that I have statistical data that I am looking into, and I have written it down so that I don't get wrong from the world, from WHO and from the World Bank organization. that I have measured GDP deflator. So what is a GDP deflator? In common terms, it measures the impact of inflation on the price change percentage that is happening on every one specific fiscal year. So I have the data. So from 2017, the percentage was 3.9%. In 2018, it went down to 3.7. 2019, it impacted 3.56%. 2020, it impacted 4.5%. So while we were having coronavirus, inflation impacted us way too much more. 4.5% of inflation, as well as increased health expenditure, as well as the wages going up, as well as people whose business was shut down were trying to recover losses, and so the ultimate consumer who had to pay more price was impacted. So that's all for today. I just wanted to discuss that we need to have few indexes, or at least 2 to 3 indexes or data other than GDP measures, which we need to look at, and not just rely on the growth percentage which GDP gives, that we have grown this percent or this percent or this percent. That's all for today. Thank you for listening.